Okay, now before we start this video, okay, I need you guys in the comments to my three loyal viewers. What game should I play in the background? Because I've low key been just playing like the two same games, just Minecraft and this one Roblox game. But I need to know like what's appealing in the background. Just in game recognitions, I'll buy it. I have money, but I don't know. Just there's like no games to play for me. I just don't know any. I just don't know ball. Anyways, so starting the video. Okay. So we're gonna talk about my longest relationship ever. One, I think it was like 7 months. I don't know, 7, 8 months, maybe around there. And this is a story of how I got like cheated on. Kinda, not kinda. I did get cheated on, but is what it is. So after those two girls that I talked about in that one video, I think it's like labeled as a date. Um, I was went to the mental hospital. You know, just had like a change in my life, I guess. And nothing really changed. It just stayed the same, honestly. And, you know, after the mental hospital, I went to um I went on this trip to go see Deftones live, and it was pretty fun. But when I was coming back, some random girl followed me. I was like, "Who's this?" And, I like stalked her after I followed her back. I stalked her. I'm like, "Wait a second. This is that one girl I had in what was it? I think it was history that like sat across from me in history, and I was like, oh my god, it's her. Why is she following me? We never talked. But then I realized we did talk one time, right? And it wasn't even in history class. I was in my science class. Science class, I did nothing, dude. I did absolutely nothing. I would just sit there and play games on my computer. And anyways, as I was playing my games, I was one of the teachers like, "Oh my gosh, you're one of the smartest kids in the class," and I was like the best at science. So he was wanting me to go to the science program, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't really want to." And then he was like, "Oh, well, there's this other girl that'll come." That did not convince me because I didn't care who it was, and so I already said no. But then there was this kind of cute girl, and I was like, "Oh my god, she's kind of pretty." And she like talked to me. She's like, "Oh man, please, can you come? It'd be so fun, and we'll like go together." I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I already said no, and I just feel bad like going back on my thing because I'm really awkward." So, you know, I said no. And then this was what January, and this is now March, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's her." And so I started off. The first ever text is, "Hello, how's it going?" I've gone through this multiple times, reminiscing on the past, and it's like, "Hello, how's it going? Aren't you that girl from history class?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "You know who you always reminded me of?" And she's like, "Oh, who?" And I was like, "Ellie Williams from the last." She had the freckles, she had the eyebrow slit. She didn't have an eyebrow slit, she had a scar. And I was like, "Oh my god, she looks kind of like her. It's like a slight resemblance." And she's like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "Yeah." And so we just like started talking, and happened to be also on a trip to, you know, wherever. I think it was Mexico. She's a very Mexican person. Like her family's like Mexican and all that. She knew English, but she mostly spoke Spanish. And I don't know. We just started talking, and when I got home finally after like 5 days, um, we got home, and I was like, "Hey, we should call and stuff." And we played like Roblox and stuff like that, as people do. And I don't know, it was just awesome to talk to her, and she genuinely seemed interested in me. And um, you know, she was cool. She was amazing. She was like all I could ever ask for in a friend. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's like so pretty. And we were entirely different people. I don't know why we dated. I don't even know why we dated. She loved K-pop. She's like clean girl-ish aesthetic. I don't know. She was not alternative at all. She didn't really like the music I liked. She didn't really like the movies I liked. She didn't like anything that I liked. We didn't really have anything in common. We're just two people. And I don't know. That was one of the best relationships that I've had because I feel like we both just needed someone to be there for us. And I don't know. I was that person for her, and she was that person for me. But now thinking back on it, I think it was the opposite. I think I needed someone, and she was there, and so I got picked, I guess. And we hung out once. She came into my room, and we just sat there and we played Duck. No, it wasn't Duck Simulator. It was Goose Simulator or something like that. It's some stupid goose game, and it was so funny because she was just unserious. I hated everyone that was like serious in life, and she was an unserious person. She didn't care, not a care in the world with her. And you know, we played that game, and it was fun. It was a fun couple hours, and then that night, prior to that hangout, I asked her out. I was like, "Hey, dude, I kind of like you." Because what sucked is that I wish I waited longer to get to know her more, but um one of her friends texted me and she's like, "Hey, she likes you. Ask her out already." I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, she has like a huge crush on you. Can you ask her out?" I'm like, Okay," because I kind of liked her, and apparently she really liked me. But later on, she never said that. It was just my friend saying like trying to get us together. Not my friend, her friend that I became friends with down the line. But you know, it is what it is. And we got together and we dated for a while. As long as it was my first real relationship. I just knew my parents. My parents loved her because she's Mexican. She spoke Spanish and all this, and like she's just an amazing person. But she took me to this concert one time. This is the most memorable point. Her parents paid for me to go to this concert, and you know, we went, and we got an Airbnb. It was multiple stories, and we were at the top floor, and her parents were at the bottom, and we're cuddling, and her little sister was in the room with us watching her damn YouTube. And you know what? She was jumping on like her bed. This was like a multiple bed thing, and we were on like one bed, and we were just cuddling. And then her parents walk in and see us like right next to each other. And to keep in mind, there was thumping going on, like really loud thumping. And so I guess her parents thought we were cracking, but we weren't. We were not. I would never do something like that. And um, you know, dad cussed me out and he got really mad and all this and he just got really mad and he spoke only Spanish. I had no idea what was going on. It was terrible. And I almost got kicked out of the house, but I somehow sweet talked my way with bad Spanish. And after that her parents didn't let me see her like at all. So we had to hang out in secret. And at that time it would have been the perfect time to break up with me, like I can't see you and then when her parents started finally letting me see her again, like in living room only and stuff like that, we had fun and it was tough. But you know, as all things, every great thing must come to an end. She randomly one day dumped me, and I was just like, "Why?" She's like, "I found someone else now." I'm like, "What?" And she didn't admit it to me at the time, but she was cheating on me, and she came out to me as lesbian. And she's like, "Yeah, I think I've been lesbian my whole life. I just never truly realized it, and until now when I found this amazing woman for me." And here's the thing, that woman, I would have been okay with it if it was a hot woman that's like kind and sweet and, you know, salt, spice, everything nice. But she is the biggest asshole like ever. Like she gets into fights and all this, and like, oh my god, like her of all people, like her really. And here's the thing, I've been like left for the other person, but this time I didn't even know her. Like I wasn't jealous of her. I mean, like, I knew her, right? But I didn't know they hung out. And she's like, yeah, we've been hanging out this whole time, like our whole relationship, like in secret, by the way. And like, why don't you just tell me like you have this friend? And no, and I recently came across her TikTok again, and they're still together, you know. And I'm just a little upset that they've been together for this long. And I'm pretty sure that they've been together longer than me and her were together, but it's just evil. I don't know. You know, I was really broken because of it. She was like the first person that really cared for me, but then she told me it was all lies. She was like, no, I didn't really like you. I feel like my friends kind of forced us to be together, and but why? Why would she do this? Why me? I did everything nice. I did everything good. I did everything right. Why me? And we did have these times. We did have fun times, and I only have one video saved on my phone that has her in it, and you know, we were at the Maria's, and it was a concert for a band, and she, it's like half of me recording the song and then half of me recording her crying because that was her favorite band, and I was just appalled. I was like, oh my gosh, she's like, this is how I felt when I saw one of my favorite bands. I was like, this is like a moment. This is like a really nice moment. And, you know, even if she didn't care, she didn't ever love me, but I still look back on the moment and think maybe for one time she pretended that she cared. And that pretending is the most I'll ever get in my life. And, maybe I don't deserve anything, and that's all I can get. So I'll cherish that moment, and until someone shows that they care for me and someone is really awesome to me, then I'll delete that video. But that's all I have for now. Don't have anything else. And I wish I was cherished. I wish people would care, and um I wish she didn't do this to me. My life would have been better if we just stayed together. Like, I kind of changed. I changed a lot from her because of her. And now think about it. Maybe it was necessary, but it's like my canon event, if you will. But I still would have had a good life. I still would have been, maybe no, I wouldn't be good at guitar. No, I wouldn't be good at the drums. No, I wouldn't be skateboarding. No, I wouldn't be doing all these things, right? But thinking about it, I would be happy because I don't care if I can paint, if I can play drums, if I can play guitar, if I can code, and I can do all these things, and I like do these like hacking things. And what if like if she never cheated on me, then she victimized herself. She said, "Oh, she had to cheat on me because like I was so terrible to her and all this." But I wasn't. She admitted later on that she's like, "No, you did everything good. I was just mad in the moment." And, you know, if she didn't do all that and she just stayed with me and she actually cared, then I would be happy and I wouldn't have to go through two more heartbreaks because of her. Because after her, I thought I needed, well, maybe I'll find another person just like her. I'll find someone that will care. No one has shown that they cared enough, like she did. Second relationship, she led me on, and she had her eyes on another guy the whole time, and then she dumped me and left me for him. And third relationship, she just we just weren't for each other. We just weren't meant for each other. And you know, if she actually cared, then I would be happy. And I'm mad. And why? Why did you do this to me? Why did you put me through all this? Why me? Did you just see me in in freaking history class and say him? That's who I want to torture. That's who I want to ruin the life of. Because thinking about it, I'm gonna be searching for someone my whole life. When before her, I was happy on my own. Before I didn't need anyone to make me happy. And if she didn't dump me, I would have the world. She didn't, I'm not dump. She cheated on me. Like, dang. It's one thing to dump someone, but it's one thing to cheat on them. It's one thing to lead them on for so long. And you know, I don't think anyone's ever cared for me. I don't think anyone will because I just keep going back to that one night at the concert and we pause next to the porta potties and um she no not she sorry. This was the concert was right after her dad like got mad at me and was like you can never see her again after this trip and stuff like that. And we both realized that we'll never see each other again probably. And so it was like a last goodbye. And I just gave her like the tightest hug and like just feeling her arms on mine, just you know, going back to that moment and just the whole concert. It was a really nice concert. Like looking back on it, it's an amazing concert. And just I still stalk her accounts to this day. I still just admire her because she was really beautiful and she was an amazing person. And I still just look at the same room that we used to be in, we used to make out in, and I look at um the same places that we've been to, and every time I pass by her house, because sometimes I pass by her house, driving somewhere, I just think of all the times we had in the house and everything. I lost everything because of a single text, and it's because of her. I had the world and I lost it, and maybe there's other sustainable planets, right? But there's no Earth. There's only one Earth, right? Sure, we could live on Mars, but there's no other Earth, you know? This is a terrible analogy, but but I do miss her, and I wish every day that she never did that to me. I wish we can just pick up where we left off, and we could just forget about all these things. And you know, she was the only one that would watch me play games. I love playing games. She was the only one that would actually like, hey, do you have this game, like this story game? And I was like, yeah. And she would be like, oh, I've heard good things about it. Can we play it? I mean, can you play it and then I'll watch and then we can experience the story together. It's like virtual little dates and it's awesome. But maybe we don't get what we deserve sometimes. I deserve much better. I deserve someone that cares. as much as she pretended to care. I deserve someone that actually cares, just an ounce, you know. I'm gonna read you a little thing that I have. I'm gonna make my camera big. Hold on, how do I do this? Give me a second.